What's up, guys? Whew. Hold on. Well, I sure feel reinvigorated and excited and ready to watch a movie. How about you guys grab your popcorn and we'll give this thing a go. Since I started reviewing movies, I've gotten a lot of kickback from people saying that I just haven't given Christian movies a fair chance. That I only review bad Christian movies, like I'm just taking easy pop shots at Christian media. While I do think that's kind of the idea of a comedy show, I also think that it wouldn't be a problem if I indulge the critics a little bit and take their advice. One of the movies that has been suggested in my comments section by many of these critics is the film Fireproof. Fireproof, the 2008 film and third from the Christian production company Sherwood Pictures. Initially founded by the ministry of Sherwood Baptist Church in Albany, Georgia, it has seen a tremendous financial return on its investments. Part of its success has been keeping production costs low through using church volunteers and donations, as well as an outcry of support from the Christian community. So is this film, as some have suggested, the one that will change my mind on Christian media? Will the return of show favorite Kirk Cameron break the stereotype and prove once and for all that Christian movies are ready to play in the big leagues and be held up to the same standards as other media? Well, let's find out together. Welcome to my review of Fireproof. Sweet JPEG logo. I can tell already this movie's gonna blow my mind. So the movie begins 25 years ago. Well, I guess 25 years since 2008, so that would be 1983. Already making me do math, movie. So we begin the movie, and while our eyes are being drilled with visual exposition, our ears are receiving the same information about this little girl's love for her daddy.
Mommy, I want to marry Daddy.
I want to marry Daddy when I grow up.
Too obscure? Those of you who get it, you get it. Little Patch the Pirate reference there. It was a Christian radio drama that I used to listen to when I was a kid. I was like 4 or 5. I remember singing that song, and I was hanging out with my dad, and my dad was like, "Kevin, stop singing that song, please." Now I kind of get why. So now we flash forward to present day, as we can tell from the title down at the bottom that says present day. In case you didn't know, this movie's about firemen, but maybe it's about something more. Here we meet this crew of firemen as they come back from a run, where things didn't go exactly as planned. As we learn from this guy, who raps about it.
This ain't no game. You playing with people's lives. This ain't no game. Game. Playing with people's lives. Playing with people's lives.
America! Buck Williams! Hey, he's back!
Eric, he's got a right to be upset with you. You left him in a dangerous spot and tried to be a hero.
But it was so dark. I mean, I couldn't see.
Oh yeah, it looks pretty dark out there.
You never leave your partner, especially in a fire.
Yeah, that's the code of the fire station. No man left behind.
Yes, sir.
Also, I'm glad he said partner there, so that we could immediately make the connection between firemen and marriage. Now we head over to the hospital, where we're introduced to a new character, with this imaginative shot.
Hey! How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
You can tell the non-union
Hey,
actors by how southern their accent is.
Hey, and I'm going to see my parents this weekend. I thought they might like some too.
Oh, how are they?
Do you know it's been a year since Mom's stroke?
Yeah, that's totally a natural response to that question.
I've been trying to get her a new hospital bed and wheelchair, but their insurance doesn't cover it. I don't know, it's so frustrating for my dad. He wants to help her too, but I mean, he can't afford it either.
Well, I could go on for hours, but I'd probably start to bore you. You know, I wanted to...
I am so sorry.
I'm sorry I even asked.
Oh, hey, Catherine.
I'm so sorry, Dr. Keller.
Call me Gavin, please.
No thanks.
Gavin, sorry for almost running you over.
Anytime.
What?
It's good to see you.
You too.
What a charmer. Sleazy, but, you know, in the charming kind of way.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say the doctor has a thing for cats.
What the heck? What is this, Blue's Clues? Well, hey there, kids. What's that you say? Well, someone in this scene is sexually attracted to somebody else in this scene? Is it that guy? Very good. Yeah, I'm starting to get an idea of what this movie is all about. It's gonna be kind of boring with all this dialogue. So I've come up with a little game. It's called the Expositional Hammer. Every time the dialogue's exposition gets a little too overwhelming, I'll just hit myself in the head with this hammer to keep things interesting. It works like this. Now we're having fun. So remember when we learned all that stuff about Catherine's parents just a few minutes ago? Well, get ready to learn it all over again.
Hey, Mama. How are you, huh?
She's doing great today. Could I get you something to drink, dear?
Do you have any sweet tea?
Just in case you weren't sure that this movie was taking place in the South, there you go.
With lemon?
You know me.
I'm pretty sure that this line was supposed to go, "You know me," so it would actually make sense. But why waste time with second takes?
Mama, I wish we could talk.
Me too.
It's been so long since I heard your voice.
Well, why can't they do that blinky alphabet color thing? I mean, they did it in The Theory of Everything, and that was like the 60s. And this is present day. Remember? Isn't that the model home from Arrested Development? Oh, he's that kind of fireman.
You have breakfast already?
Yes.
What'd you eat?
Milk.
I had the last bagel and a yogurt.
So Kirk Cameron, aka Buck Williams, aka Caleb Holt. Caleb Holt? Is that his name? Caleb Holt! Can I do 2 Arrested Development jokes that close together? That's good? Okay.
Are you planning on making a grocery trip soon?
Caleb, you work 24 hours and then you're off for 48.
Then divide that by 38 and subtract 2. Coney bombs.
You could at least save me some breakfast.
You just can't expect me to work every day and still get the groceries while you sit at home looking at trash on the internet and dreaming about getting
Trash?
a boat.
You chose to
On the
take this
internet?
job.
What a strange thing to look at.
You've got $24,000 in savings while we have things in our house that need fixing.
If you want to spend your money on that stuff, go ahead, fine. But I've been saving up for my
Yes,
boat for
their
years.
marriage is bad because they don't have a joint checking account. So after the fight, Caleb goes to let off a little steam at the gym. Of course. I don't know a lot about working out, but I'm pretty sure that's not how you use that thing.
It ain't working, Michael.
Well, at least I'm trying.
How is it that I get respect everywhere I go except in my own house?
I've been there.
You've been in my house?
It's a hard place to be. That treadmill's not broken, but if you don't know how to run it, it ain't gonna work for you.
No, my equipment is fine.
But just remember, a woman's like a rose. If you treat her right, she'll bloom. If you don't, she'll wilt.
Thanks, Morgan Freeman. Ouch, my equipment! There is a candle. Why is it so bright when it's nighttime? Whoa, where did she come from?
So you left me no pizza?
Caleb, I just lit that candle. I like the way it smells.
Well, I don't.
Smells like
Did you leave me any dinner at
pizza.
all?
I assumed you were eating with Michael. Seems to me like I'm the one carrying the
This
weight
is how
around here while
every
you're off doing your own
non-Christian
thing.
marriage is.
I'm the one out there working to pay this mortgage, and I pay for both of the cars.
Yeah, and
So much exposition.
I pay all of our bills with my salary.
Which you agreed to do. That's fair.
Actually, based on all of the information that you're presenting through your conversation, I've been able to figure out all of your finances. You've given me a lot of information here. It's like a whole sermon.
Caleb, who takes care of this house?
The set designers.
Who washes all...
All right, you think I put out house fires for myself?
Other than the candle, of course.
You know what? If looking at that trash is how you get fulfilled, that's fine, but I will not compete with it.
Well, I sure don't get it from you.
Oh, I bet he's mad that she cleans up the house because he wants to look at the trash all over the house.
Because you care more about saving for your stupid boat and pleasing yourself than you ever did
This
about
is so
me.
unnatural.
Shut up! I'm sick of you! You disrespectful, ungrateful, selfish woman!
Yelling means acting, right?
How dare you say that to me? You constantly nag me and you drain the life out of me!
This is all grown-up things. I mean, without the grown-up language, of course.
That's fine with me!
And scene. Oh, this must be the trash that she keeps talking about.
Mr. Rudolph?
The red-nosy neighbor.
Caleb.
She just keeps lighting those candles, doesn't she? The next day, we head over to the fire station. Yay, field trip!
You think you know the truck?
I like how all the shirts still have their creases in them, like they just got them the day of the
Go
shoot.
inside and get something to drink. You bring me a hose stretcher. All right.
What?
I forgot to tell you, I got Friday off and I'll be there.
Good.
You know I ain't gonna let my son down.
Yeah, I'm not like Kirk Cameron. Good thing he's not standing right over there. Oops.
Eric, what are you doing?
Wayne told me to grab a hose stretcher.
A hose stretcher. Eric, you are the hose stretcher.
Heyo! Wait a minute. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not gonna go there. I don't know what they're trying to imply with that.
Honey, I agree with you. You gotta get out. He don't deserve you.
A real man's got to be a hero to his wife before he can be to anybody else. Or he ain't a real man.
At least that's what my pastor said this past week.
I can't imagine living in the same house with that man.
You better not be imagining that.
If there's one thing a man understands,
It's respect. And the saddest part about it is,
He doesn't have a clue.
Whoa. It's like they're both reading the same script.
Probably probably thinks.
Our marriage has been fine until this year.
That's women for you.
And then she starts nagging me and saying I don't listen to her or something like that.
He wasn't listening. That's why it's funny.
I feel like we are completely and totally
incompatible.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I can see them all right now, crying, having some sort of group hug.
Doing a George W. Bush impersonation?
Some sort of group hug.
It's gonna be okay, sweetie.
Oh, it's so funny.
I'm the son of a good man.
Third day.
I'm the child.
Bethany!
Hey, Kyle. Hey, Ross.
What's going on?
What are y'all doing?
We're heading down to the
Wow, where's the Oscar for this scene?
Hey, we'll race you there. And if you win, we'll buy.
Hey, Dad. No, not really.
Just stretching my hose.
I think Catherine and I are done. Dad, I gotta go.
I remember when this movie came out and it was a big deal that they only used one camera in the whole movie except for this scene where they needed more than one camera because it was so intense. So here we go.
Okay, let's roll! Listen, we're gonna get you out of here. You're gonna be just fine, all right?
Please don't leave me. Please don't leave. Please don't let me die.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Please don't leave me. Please don't leave. Please don't let me die.
Hey! Jack, we don't have time. We gotta pick this up.
All right, grab the front.
Oh good, a soldier. Well, I'm off duty, but okay.
Again! Let's go! We're getting on the track! 1, 2, 3!
All right, that was, well, comparatively pretty intense.
Broke my record of how close I could come to death and still live.
That's the closest to death you've ever come, and you're a fireman? What do you do all day?
Don't tell my wife.
Lying to your wife is good. Not the dog!
Aren't you afraid of dying?
No, because I know where I'm going. I just don't want to get there because I got hit by a train.
I don't know, everybody's gonna die. That'd be kind of a cool way, saving someone's life. It'd be a good story to tell. Oh.
Hey, Cal. Hold on for a second. You believe in heaven and hell?
I don't know.
Agnostic. Lazy man's atheist.
Hey, listen, you might not agree with Michael, but you and I both know he's the real deal.
By far the best actor on this set. So Buck Williams goes and meets with his parents to talk to them about why his marriage sucks.
But it seems like now she is.
They're sitting on the couch like two people who are going door to door witnessing.
She's mad about something.
Have you given her a reason to be upset?
I am not the problem.
Whoa. Don't be a jerk to your mom, bro. Not cool. Not cool.
She's my wife, and your mother. No one loves you more than her.
Especially me.
Caleb, is there anything in you that wants to save your marriage?
Maybe, if Catherine wanted to, but she doesn't. She wants divorce.
Is that what you want?
What difference does it make? She signs the papers, Dad, it's all over.
Caleb, I want you to do something for me.
What?
I want you to hold off on the divorce for 40 days. I'm going to send you something in the mail. It's what saved our marriage.
Dad, if this is a religious thing, I'd rather you didn't.
Do it for me. I'm asking as your father.
It's the book this movie's trying to sell.
40 days.
40 days.
And 40 nights. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Dr. Don Juan starts to make his move.
Just need a place to put my plate down. Is this spot reserved?
Oh, well, Deidre was supposed to meet me, but you're welcome to join us.
Well, if you're gonna twist my arm, I don't want any trouble.
Ah, so suave.
Are you gonna eat wearing your clean white coat?
Well, I do need to keep up with the latest fashions. It seems all the doctors are wearing one these days. But it's probably not too smart while I'm eating.
He's dreamy. Honestly, I think this guy has better moves than the doctor. Okay, so then we head back to the firehouse for this very stupid scene.
Hey, you look good. Thanks. I'll try to take care of myself.
I'm sure that at Sherwood Baptist Church, this guy is the funniest person there. He probably leaves the youth group in stitches every time he shows up. But outside of his circle of friends who don't care enough about him to tell him he's embarrassing himself, nobody finds him funny.
Come on!
That ain't funny. This ain't no show.
Okay, so after that pointless scene, which is part of the reason this movie extends to 2 hours long, we jump to Kirk Cameron having a heart-to-heart conversation with his best bud, as he contemplates doing this 40-day challenge that his father has challenged him to.
Catherine and I were in love when we got married.
Were you? Really? That sure would have been nice to see.
Salt and pepper are completely different. Their makeup is different, their taste and their color.
Uh-huh.
But you always see them together.
Ebony and ivory live together in perfect harmony.
Caleb, when two people get married, it's for better or for worse. For richer or
Does this guy
for poor.
speak exclusively in analogies?
I know that. But marriages aren't fireproof.
Hey, that's the name of the movie.
Man, I've seen you run into a burning building to save people you don't even know. But you're gonna let your own marriage just burn to the ground.
How dare you?
And I've allowed you to speak freely with me on this job. Don't abuse it.
My son, this 40-day journey cannot be taken lightly. If you
I just wish he hadn't written this in such a deep Southern accent.
The first part of this dare is fairly simple.
How love dare you?
Do at least one unexpected gesture.
My wife says I never surprise her. So the other day I pooped on the rug.
Poured your coffee.
I don't have time for coffee.
Good grief. So after we go through some serious Love Dare curriculum stuff, it's about time for some pointless comic relief. Wrath of God, that means it's Christian hot sauce!
Oh, I'm all about this.
Let's see if your stomach is fireproof.
No way. Time me.
Go.
Okay, next scene. All right, and then a seamless transition from that into, well, I don't know what's going on here. Is this Don John? And then a fight.
You never assume I would do anything worthy of respect. Anything honorable.
Honorable. Honorable? What were you just looking at, Caleb?
Yeah, I'm just not seeing the appeal.
When you're alone, that's what you default to, and there is nothing honorable about it.
This whole trash thing really adds to the already extreme awkwardness present in this film. I don't get the neighbor thing. Is this supposed to be funny? Is it a joke? This looks like a community college commercial. At Sherwood Community College, we have a fantastic media program, beautiful dorm rooms, with access to the fastest, unfiltered internet. And then we get a sports montage for no reason at all. What is this song? It's the Lion of Judah, it's the thrill of the fight.
Man, what you talking about?
Willis?
You ain't had a date in a year.
All you need to make
Oh my goodness, these guys are annoying.
comes from right here.
It was tomato juice.
Tomato juice? Man, that's wrong! There's some serious repercussions!
My butt's not fireproof. Oh, awkward. I made this dinner for my computer and me. So at this point, Buck gets discouraged because his marriage just isn't working. Which I'm not really rooting for the marriage because I've never seen it work. They're just two people who hate each other, living in the same house, and as far as they've shown me, that's all that they are and that's all that they'll ever be. I believe so strongly in the sanctity of marriage that I think people should use their freaking heads before they get married.
I do not love you.
Well, of course you don't. There's no character development. I don't think anybody's made a connection to any of the characters in this film. So Kirk Cameron once again meets with his father to try to figure out why in the world the Love Dare book just isn't taking.
Dad, for the last 3 weeks, I have bent over backwards for her. I have taken her insults and her sarcasm, but last night was it. I did everything I could to demonstrate that I care about her, and she spat in my face. How am I supposed to show love to somebody over and over and over who constantly rejects me?
See what I did there? And once again, Kirk Cameron gets saved.
Catherine, I'm so sorry. You seem very close to them. What does your mom need?
A better wheelchair and hospital bed would be at the top of the list. So expensive.
Well, you can't put a price on helping your mom.
Hey, that's the same shot as earlier. So Caleb and his firefighter team go on a call to a residential fire. And don't pretend like you don't know what's about to happen.
Is everyone out of the house?
No!
Megan,
No!
Megan, where's Lacey?
She went home already!
What?
She's not at your house! No! I was just talking to her on the phone!
And I'm gonna skip over all this stuff because it actually does make me cry, which is, I guess, what it was engineered to do, so congratulations on that one, movie. I mean, Christmas Shoes makes me cry, but that doesn't mean it's a good song. Basically, what happens is Kirk Cameron saves this little girl, and everybody's okay. Spoiler alert. Like this if you cry every time.
You've got a hero on your hands. Sir, I'm gonna need...
I wouldn't put that ring back on your finger until your hand has a chance to heal.
Well, if I like it, then I'm gonna put a ring on it.
My hand's gonna have to heal with this ring on my finger.
Newspaper called me twice wanting an interview. Seems I'm a hero with everybody in the world except my wife.
You don't click a pop-up ad, everybody knows that. Whoa, this guy is actually addicted to trash. He really does have a problem. He needs to seek help.
Day 23. Watch out for parasites. They're usually in the form of addictions like gambling, drugs, or pornography.
That's not the computer. That's just the monitor. But you know, it's probably best that you don't fix your problems. Just take your anger out on inanimate objects. Yeah. What? Is this the director's dad or something? Been looking at porn. Is this movie trying to get me to get rid of my computer? Because what else am I gonna torrent this movie on? All my notes were on that computer. But the next day is the day of unexpected news. Kirk Cameron finds out that he's still getting divorced.
What?
And his wife finds out that somebody has done something nice for her.
Oh, I bet your parents are excited.
But I haven't paid for anything yet.
A gentleman called and said that he wanted to pay for everything that you had picked out.
Gavin, you didn't have to do that.
It's the least I could do.
And then Kirk Cameron finds out about his wife's secret lover. What a tragic day.
I find myself thinking about you often.
But he's not going down without a fight.
And I have no intention of stepping aside as you try to steal my wife's heart. I've made some mistakes, but I still love her. So just know I am going after her too.
My precious. Yes. Ha! What? Okie dokie, and then we have another montage, just to add to the length, for no reason at all. Dang, he's got a lot of time on his hands since he stopped looking at trash on the computer. Until one day, fortunately, she gets sick. That doctor gave me syphilis.
You got a fever.
Believe me, I'm a doctor. Oh wait, no, that's your other boyfriend. Chick-fil-A.
I have learned you never leave your partner, especially in a fire.
'Cause he's a fireman.
I don't know how to process this.
I wanna believe you'll serve me forever.
You didn't want to do this at first, did you?
No.
You're pretty impossible to love.
Not want to live the rest of my life without you.
I need some time.
You can have all the time you need.
Hello, Mrs. Holt. How are you today?
Dr. Keller, our secret philanthropist.
$24,300 was given for the bed and wheelchair, but Dr. Keller was not the main giver.
That's the exact amount as the boat.
Of the amount given, Dr. Keller gave $300.
And then who gave the other?
Your husband, Caleb. He came in about 2 weeks ago and paid for everything.
Holy cow. I'm the worst kind of person. And so now, after 2 hours, the moment you weren't really rooting for, but you kind of expected would happen?
Catherine's in the bay.
My Catherine?
Yes, sir.
Catherine, my Catherine? But I'm the captain. Wow, this music. Just a small town girl.
If I haven't told you that you are a good man.
The love dare changed my life.
And it could change your life too for only $9.99. Call now, supplies are limited.
I just can't tell you how grateful I am that you didn't give up on me, Dad. I wrote that notebook in my own handwriting because I knew you'd accept it from me. But I didn't do the love dare on your mom. She did it to me.
It's a twist. It was the mother, not the father. So the father lied. So the boy hated his mom all of this time. What the heck? What? That's a stupid twist.
Mom, I'm so sorry.
Dad was a total jerk.
Mom, I didn't know.
We've gathered here today to celebrate the reaffirmation of vows with Caleb and Catherine.
So lock the door behind you. Throw away the key.
So that, my friends, is Fireproof. There's no real popcorn in here. It's just a prop. So is it, as people said, the movie of all Christian movies that convinced me that there is good Christian media out there? Sadly, no, it didn't. It's not the worst movie that I've seen so far, but it's pretty bad. First off, it's not for me. I was actually surprised at how many kids suggested this film to me because it's a marriage film and it deals with a lot of grown-up issues like pornography, sexual tension, affairs, marriage, divorce, yet while keeping the PG rating, which makes it pretty cheesy. For an accompaniment to the marriage counseling material in the book The Love Dare, I guess it's pretty good. At which point, though, it's just serving the same purpose as those films that they made you watch at Driver's Ed. The whole story is very contrived. It's the type of film that started with a conclusion and a message and then it worked backwards. Not that there weren't moments of realism, like the car crash scene and being on the scene with the firemen, but if I'm holding this film up to the same standards as other films, I would say that the quality is pretty poor. Some might tell me that it's an unfair comparison because the movie had a very low budget, $500,000. Which, first off, why? The movie that this production company made before this, Facing the Giants, made over $10 million. Where did all that money go? If I was one of the volunteers, I would be asking that. And speaking of volunteers, this movie used over 1,000 volunteers. There were only 8 people on the crew who got paid for this film. Plus their actors, based on the acting quality, I'm assuming most of the extras and featured extras were also part of the church. Otherwise, you should have paid me to be in it. On top of that, many of their locations were donated. Now, I'm not criticizing that, I'm just saying that is all things that most movies would have had to pay for and would have had to have included in their budget. Having worked in Christian media myself, I understand that one of the struggles is the motivation of the people who are paying for it. In the end, this film felt like a dramatized sermon, with contrived and sloppy exposition. The shots and the acting were very uninspired and boring. The message is dumbed down so much that it seems to have completely lost its meaning. Basically saying that if you're a Christian, and a real one, a good one, then your marriage is gonna work, and that things are gonna be good. And that's not necessarily true. There are non-Christians who have healthy marriages, and there are Christians who have terrible marriages. I think sometimes Christians try to make Christianity into something that it isn't, so it seems more appealing to non-believers, then you're straying from the truth. Isn't that what you claim to believe? But I guess the idea is to sell books, and when that's your idea, then you gotta say what sells. But what do I know? Thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this new format. Pretty much the same as my old format, but I hope you guys enjoy. I'll talk to you later. Good night.
I'm sick of you! You disrespectful, ungrateful, selfish woman!